This is Duke Devil 95. My name is Brad Burnett, and let's talk about Guardians Week 2 and what it means for the MCU. Well, I'm finally back home after a little bit more travel than I normally do, spending some time going to Vegas at the end of April, and then the first week going to Miami for work and a little fun at the Miami Grand Prix. Uh, Back home, I did get to watch Guardians. I did a brief little out of the theater review. But the real question was, how was Guardians going to do the second week? Well, let's look at some of what we got here. So, Guardians debuted with 118 million dollars, which was not a really good number. Let's be honest. It's not a strong performance. It's got almost 4,500 theaters. Uh, they tried to paint it good, but the bottom line is it was not a good number. And the question was, is it going to continue the trend that we've seen in Marvel Phase 4 movies? So what trend am I talking about? All right, well, let's look at this. So let's go first with Thor. I'm sorry, no, let's go back with Doctor Strange and Mom Multiverse of Madness. So it debuted at 187 million. But the drop is where we always look. The 67% drop. It dropped 61 million. That's a sizable drop. The next one that came out, of course, was Thor: Love and Thunder. Jesus, wow. And that had a 68% drop. Surprised they didn't have more than that. Went from 144 down to 46. That's a big number. Then, of course, we had Ant-Man. Well, Ant-Man, yeah, 106. Yeah. And then it dropped 70%. So, of course, the big question was, what was Guardians going to do? I think on Friday, they were predicting a 69% drop. Turned out Sunday, the projections were putting it at a 49% drop, 50% drop. What actually happened? Well, Guardians surprised a whole bunch of people. Let's see. Where's our weekly box office? So it's debuted at that ain't right. What is that? Here we go. This is a number. All right. So right here is our number. 118 it debuted and pulled the second week 62 million. That's a 48% drop. That is a good hold. Bottom line, you look at the MCU progress of the last phase 4, the last couple of years. This is a good number, especially coming off of Ant-Man. I guess the real question is, why did that happen? Honestly, in my opinion, I think Guardians had good word of mouth after the movie. You look at what happened with Doctor Strange, Thor, and Ant-Man. There was a good number a decent number to begin with for some of those, but then it precipitous drop. Why? Because people said it was crap. And that, in my opinion, they're not wrong. Those movies are crap. Thor was no, I'm sorry. Ant-Man was the worst. Ant-Man was the worst. But it was a continuing downgrade of quality. And the question was Guardians be the one to break the chain? It's going to break the pattern, and it did. How's it going to do? Well, it's tracking better than before. When we look at these, look at the track. Obviously, the key is to be in this zone here, and numbers aren't my thing, honestly. I'm a lawyer. I deal in 6-minute intervals. But now we're in a zone where it can actually make money if it continues doing it. It's past that point. If it continues to do well, it's going to make money. So I mean, what's coming out in the next couple of weeks or so? I think we got the Little Mermaid. I think we got Transformers. I saw Transformers is tracking very low. So Guardians has a chance to maintain at least a decent number, probably, and continue making money and make it a profitable movie, which would be good for the MCU considering the pattern. But the real question is, what does this mean for the MCU at large? My opinion, it means nothing. I think Guardians is going to be a one-off for the MCU. We are now in Phase 5. Phase 4 is completely lackluster. They called it quits early. Suddenly, Black Panther Wakanda Forever became the end of Phase 4, and Phase 5 was starting with Ant-Man, the brand new villain, which I'll probably get around to real life Kang and what his issues are at some point. Uh, it wasn't a good start. Not a good start. Not a strong start. That maybe it'd been better starting off with Guardians, unknown product. It has performed consistently better with good characters that people like more, I think, than Ant-Man. Uh, but this is a swan song. This is it. James Gunn is done. Marvel will probably not have James Gunn again anytime in the near future, if ever. He's off to do the DC Gunniverse. And this is it for the Guardians for the most part. I'm not certain anyone is going to be able to come in and do what James Gunn did with these characters. Even, like I said, it was a good movie. I enjoyed the movie. I did not think it was a fun movie. I thought it was a different Guardians movie, but it served all the characters well, and it wrapped up the storyline well. So for that, I appreciated it. I liked it. I didn't love it. I didn't laugh a lot. It was a good, enjoyable movie, just not fun for me. But really, where are we now? Because things are really going to be tough for the MCU. They're dealing with a couple things. They're dealing with the bad taste in their mouth from Phase 4 and from the beginning of Phase 5. I don't think Guardians is gonna I don't think it's gonna translate for the other movies. Because let's look at our Phase 5 slate. Where are we now with Phase 5? All right. Go to Wikipedia here. So, only one other movie coming out this year, The Marvels. Yikes. This movie's been the debut's been reset 5 times. They're saying it's to prove the visuals. Bullcrap. Call them bullcrap on that. Then at some point we got Captain America: New World Order coming out. If that's going to be the name, I think they already reported it's not the name anymore. As far as I can tell, with people in the movie, we got Thunderbolt Ross, we got the leader, we got Betty Ross. Why is this not a Hulk movie? I don't know. Then we got the Thunderbolts, which is going to be Thunderbolts, a name only if you know the comic books. You know the Thunderbolts originally began as a team of villains. And then we got Blade maybe coming out. I think they're on their second director, having major script issues. What's going on TV-wise? Well, Secret Invasion's coming out. That's coming out June 21st. That's going to be interesting. It's going to be a Nick Fury-centric series. 6 episodes only. Don't know how that's going to be. It's based on a comic series, of course, Secret Invasion, where the Skrulls actually took over and replaced superheroes. So we're not replacing superheroes in Secret Invasion because there are no superheroes left, let's be honest. For TV miniseries, sort of, they can't bring in superheroes, so they're just going to replace humans, I guess. Not certain how that's going to go. I like Sam Jackson. Don Cheadle's going to be in it. Like Don Cheadle. Ben Mendelsohn's going to be in it. Like Ben Mendelsohn. I just don't know that this is going to be really good. I'm going to watch it, see what goes on with it, but I'm not certain it's going to capture the excitement that people want. And then we got the question, well, mid-2023, Loki Season 2 is going to come out. That's going to be another problem issue because Jonathan Majors is also going to be in it. Go see Criminal Arrest Record in New York City. And then, wow, now we got a lot of to be determines and uncertainties. What is going on? What's going on? Well, we do have a writer's strike. That's definitely causing problems. That's delaying a lot of things. We know Daredevil got delayed. Echo, we don't know what's going on with that. What all got delayed? All right, let's see here. So what do they say? Writer strike hits, 3 projects affected. What do we got? Let's see. We got Blade. Blade's got other problems going on. I don't think the Mahershala Ali liked the story. Not certain how that's going to go. And they've changed directors twice. Captain America's, I think, started filming. But, the way Marvel does movies, they're writing on the fly. Wonder Man. I didn't even know this was going on. I have no idea who's playing Wonder Man. Who's Simon Williams? I have no idea. They're talking about Agatha, Covenant Chaos. Who gives a crap? Really, is anyone really screaming for an Agatha movie? We got Deadpool, Thunderbolts. All this stuff is going to be affected because the bottom line is Marvel does not really have scripts. They're writing on the fly. They're constantly changing stories, and they're going back and doing rewrites and reshoots all the time. That's what's happened with the Marvels. What is going to come out, and is it going to matter? And does anyone care? My position, honestly, is this. I think the MCU should have ended with Endgame. Maybe have a one-off Spider-Man movie. There's still some affection for Spider-Man, and I think Spider-Man can hold his own without being in the MCU, but you've gotten rid of all of your legacy characters. We don't have Robert Downey Jr. anymore. We don't have Chris Evans anymore as Captain America. Thor, Chris Hemsworth, he's not even certain if he's going to be Thor again. Technically, he's still around, but they pretty much wrote him off. Who do we have? We got Shang-Chi. We got Natasha Romanoff's adopted sister as the new Black Widow. We got Black Falcon, Captain America 2.0. Do we have Scarlet Witch? Who knows? Elizabeth also doesn't know what the hell's going on. None of these people know what's going on. The MCU is in a state of flux. Their shows are being delayed before the writer's strike even happened. You go back and look in February. There are articles back in February saying, we are delaying this. We are delaying this. Why? What happened? Ant-Man came out and it sucked. And they saw the numbers and they saw declining returns. And certainly the studio's like, this is not working. We got to resort this. So maybe everything's being reshot. If they're reworking scripts, I mean, right here. Here we go. Read this one. I love this one. Agatha, Covenant of Chaos, who is wanting this show, slated to be released in 2023's production end. That is no longer the case. Series is now going through story changes. So this was back, when was this? This was like February. This is February. They know there's problems. This whole thing's in problems. Guardians was a good movie. I would encourage people to go see Guardians because it's probably the last good MCU thing you're going to see. We don't know if we're going to get another Spider-Man anytime soon. No one's really talking about it, but even if it is, Sony's going to have a good bit of control on it. So the bottom line is, I think the MCU is done. I think that anything that comes out after Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be a shell of what used to be a very good and thriving franchise. I think, personally, I think some identity politics has gotten in the way, and I think resting on their laurels has gotten in the way. They're not challenging themselves anymore. They're not daring to be different. They're doing the traditional storylines over and over again. And the audience has caught on. And yeah, superhero fatigue is real. So let's see what happens when Secret Invasion comes out. Really can't wait to see what happens when Marvels comes out. I'm still wondering if somehow in the back of my mind, I still think it's just going to be a D+ show. I don't know. But anyway, that's my temporary take for now. We'll see how much comes true in the future. Questions, comments, witticisms down below. Click the like, click the subscribe. I'll see you later.